Today I'm going to show you how I made this web page where I have a menu on the top which is fixed, which moves as we go further down the page and still stays on the top. And this image, how the image is revealed by itself when I move my mouse over it, and the same thing here, and how I made the alternative colors for each row. So I'll show you my HTML page. Here's my HTML page, and I use the link tag to attach my CSS file to the following HTML page. So I normally made a horizontal menu using an unordered list and setting the float left and the respective sizes to it. And one thing which I really needed to use is position is fixed, so that whenever I move my page up or down, the menu is fixed on the top. So the position is fixed. So that's the extra thing which we used in this fourth experiment. And next I created this using a div tag giving us particular width for all these three, and used an image, put it over here, and I used a span tag for my name and set a different font size and background color to it. As you can see it here, my profile span, which is my name. So I give a different font size, margin left, and text I want it to be uppercase while the rest is a normal sentence camel case. And here is the next web developer, and I want the first letter to be the capital one, so I used web colon first letter and increase the font size of it, so that only the first letter increases the size while the rest of all the letters are gonna have the font size as 30 pixels. And next, when we come down over here, as you can see, when I move my mouse over it, the background image is revealed. So I put the foreground image as a green banner, as you can see, which is a cover.png, and behind it I use the background image. Which is dad for my father, and for my mother it's mom, and for my brother it's bro. So that's the background image. So every time I move my mouse over it, as you can see, every time I move my mouse over it, the cover image, the opacity becomes 0, so that will be invisible, revealing the background image. So that's what happens here. So I move my mouse over, the opacity becomes 0, and the background image is revealed. I use a normal span tag to give different kind of fonts for it and set them in order using a div tag. Then, as you can see, I created a table here, and as you can see, each row is of alternative color. To use that, so I used nth child odd. So every odd is a light green. As you can see, the first one, third one, fifth one. First one, third, and fifth one, which are odd, our background color has light green. And every nth child, which is even, has a background color green. Second, fourth, and sixth. So that's how I set the background color. And as you can see, when I move my mouse over, the text becomes bolder and the image reveals itself. So I put a div tag here and put an image here in all these places, and a div tag here, and I put a text over here. So I gave them the class name as item image for image, item name for the name of the item. So what happens here is when I move my mouse over it, the name becomes bolder and the image reveals itself. So initially I give for the image opacity 0.2 so that it won't be much revealing. But when I move my mouse over it, as you can see at this thing, item name hover plus item image. This means when I hover my image on the item name, including the image and the item, the opacity becomes 1. So both of these at a time, opacity becomes 1. So, and when I move my hover over the item name, the font becomes bolder, so that it looks like as I move my mouse over it. So as you can see, the following thing happens when I use an item name plus an image. Plus means concatenating it. So I've used it includes both the classes, and both the classes opacity becomes 0.1, revealing the image here when I move my mouse over it. So this is my experiment for the fourth one, and this is my web page. Thank you.